My name is John Tandoh. I come from Ghana. Currently, I'm into supply chain management consultancy. Actually, I'm happy to be part of this 65th anniversary of IMCS Ghana movement. I'm so excited to be part of you after about 30 years of leaving the scene. I was the National Secretary of IMCS Ghana in 1980-81 academic year, and I followed up 2 years later to be the past Pax member on the National Secretariat of the movement from 1982 to 1984. So I'm actually happy to be back into my fold and to celebrate with you the 65 years of Pax Romana. I can see that there is a very great paradigm shift in Pax Romana. If I compare with my generation, during my generation we used to talk a lot about looking at society and then putting the gospel into practice to see how best we can transform society for a just world, a world that is peaceful, a world that there is no inequality and all that. So we used to do a lot of critical thinking, critical knowledge gathering with a view to tackling the problems of society. Right now, I see there is more spirituality, which is very good. There is more revival, crusades, choral fairs, those things that were not the order of our time, all in trying to build the spirituality of students, which is very good. But I don't see much about the kind of militancy that Pax Romana used to have in those days in tackling national issues. That is the main difference I see today. The current situation we have in our country, there is a lot of drifts of the youth to new charismatic churches and so on. Perhaps that is also one way of looking at the current situation in the country and trying to tackle the problem. But I believe that much as that is good, we still need to look wider. There are a lot of things going on in the country from the point of view of the political point of view, the economic and the social setting that we find ourselves. We don't need to keep quiet, much as we are building ourselves spiritually and trying to retain the youth in the church. I think that we still need to look at what is going on in the country and speak to them. The first thing is, I don't see much, urgency in terms of using IMCS pedagogy and methodology in looking at issues. I think that is now gone down. So I would like IMCS Ghana to really be back at it, to be conversant with our identity, the orientations we have, the methodology and pedagogy we use to practice. They really help us informing us to become the people we are now, apart from solving the problems of the time. So it's not enough to just go the way the Protestants are going by building the spirituality of the people. We need to look at the urgency of the situation. There are a number of things going on. Look at the constitutional review that is going on in the country. You ask Pax Romana, what are you doing about it? How are you speaking to it? They don't know anything. But these are the very things we need to speak to as youth, who should be in charge of this nation in the nearest future. So I will advise Pax Romana to do some critical thinking, gather critical knowledge about what is going on, and use that to improve the lot of the society. My last word, I think at this conference I've been hearing something like, we don't have the resources, we don't have this, we don't have that. We can go on complaining. We complained during our time, but we were able to do something. So let us not look only at resources. I will say that we can raise our level of commitment. The interest that we have in really putting our faith into practice is what should motivate us, rather than sit back to complain. So I'm urging all IMCS students to be at it. Wipe away all that apathy. Know what you are about. Follow it with the passion that you need to have as people practicing the Catholic faith. It is only when we put our faith into practice that we can be called true believers.